Another powerhouse program to look out for this year is the Texas Longhorns, so we're going to take a look at their upcoming schedule. But first, let's check out the roster. Coming back for the Longhorns is Madison Booker, Taylor Jones, Rory Harmon, Aaliyah Moore, Shay Hawley, Jacqueline Wetentanda, Sarah Graves, and Jordana Codio. Coming from the transfer portal is Layla Falia from University of Michigan and Kayla Oldacre from University of Miami. And from the recruiting class and newcomers is Jordan Lee, Justice Carlton, Brianna Preston, and Abby Boutelier. Welcome to Davis Sports Report. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already to help us grow the channel. Let's hear what Coach Schaefer has to say about the upcoming year.
A little bit of everything for Madison. As a freshman, as a young player, early in her career, having that Wilby blanket in Rory Harmon, who's your point guard, running your team. And I said this earlier, I thought Rory was really, really good last year, was on pace to have a first-team All-American season as well. But I thought Madison created a lot of opportunities for Rory. And of course, Rory being the point guard, she creates opportunities for everybody. And then when Rory went down, most of the time, y'all, in basketball, when your point guard goes down, your two guard is who you might lean on. We went to our three-player in Madison, but I knew after recruiting Madison her entire high school career and knowing my team that I had last year, Madison Booker was the answer. It wasn't a tryout, but that team would not have been that if it hadn't have been for Madison Booker embracing being the point guard. So now you fast forward to where we are now. Madison Booker, there's nobody more excited on our team that Rory Harmon's back than Madison Booker, because she wants to go over there and get on the wing where she's really comfortable. And I just think that it allows us as a team, we've got a lot of flexibility there. And we have a special freshman in Brianna Preston, who's going to be an unbelievable point guard for us. But Rory's presence, how hard she plays, the energy that she plays with permeates through my team every day, every game. And I think she really is a settling influence on my entire team, and it gives my team a lot of confidence. And I know this, it gives our head coach a lot of confidence to know that we have her back on the floor leading our team. And so it's a really good feeling to know we've got great guard play. You win with guard play in basketball. You can have all the size you want in the world, but if you don't have guard play, you got no chance. We've got guard play this year, and I've got depth at guard play. With Bree and Jordan Lee, two exceptional freshmen. Layla Falia, y'all, is a monster. She's going to be so good. Shay Hawley's been the glue to my program for the last few years. So I just named off 5, 6 guards that they're all going to play every night, and they're going to play a lot, and they're all going to impact our team. And so I think our team, our future is in really good shape at the guard spot. And this year's team, we finally have some depth. I just haven't had it the last couple of years, and give those teams credit. They've learned how to stay out of foul trouble and play.
Well, you heard it. The Longhorns have the depth, and I agree with Coach 100%. Now let's take a look at their notable opponents for this season. The Longhorns start off with a pretty easy November, and the heat gets turned up in January and February. They will face their first-ranked team on December 6th, where the Longhorns will travel to Indiana to face number 6-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who has Olivia Miles returning from injury to team up with last year's top scorer, Hannah Hidalgo, who had an amazing showing during the March Madness. Also returning is Maddie Westfeld and Sonia Citron, who are both huge on both ends of the court. I look forward to this game because Texas has major strengths on both ends of the court as well. On January 2nd, the Longhorns will play 10th-ranked Oklahoma in an away game. Returning for the Sooners is top scorer and rebounder Skylar Vann. Also, Saraha Williams, Liz Scott, Peyton Velhost, and playmaker Nevia Todd. Oklahoma added powerhouse Regan Beers transferring from Oregon, making for a strong starting five and a deep bench. Coming from the recruiting class is Sia Smith and younger sister of Skylar Van, number 46 ranked Zaya Van. On January 9th, the Longhorns will host 24th ranked Alabama at home, who's returning their top scorer, Sarah Ashley Barker, top rebounder, Essence Cody, also Jessica Timmons and Aaliyah Nye. Joining from the transfer portal are Christabel Azuma, Zay Green, and Diana Collins, along with freshman Eris Lester, making this a solid team. On January 12th, the Longhorns will head to Columbia, South Carolina for what's likely to be the battle of the year. The Gamecocks is returning with the majority of their team, minus their big Camila Cardoso. They have Raven Johnson, Tahina Powpow, Chloe Kitts, and Bree Hall all returning starters, as well as Tessa Johnson and Malaysia Fulwali. They are also added Miriam Dowda from the transfer portal and signed on freshmen Joyce Edwards and Maddie McDaniels. On January 20th, the Longhorns will host 18th ranked Maryland Terrapin, who has their high scorer Cheyenne Sellers returning, along with Bree McDaniel, Allie Quebec, and they have a lot coming from the transfer portal, including Christina Dalci from Villanova, Sailor Poffenbarger from Arkansas, Sarah Tabasi from VCU, and Kayleen Smichael from Rutgers. Maryland is stacked and loaded this year, and I'm thinking they may rise in the ranking fairly quickly, so this will be a game to watch. On January 26th, the Longhorns will travel to Oxford, Mississippi to clash with Ole Miss. The Rebels have top rebounder and assist Madison Scott returning, along with returning players Kennedy Todd Williams, Carissa Richardson, and KK Deans. Coming from the transfer portal is massive contributors Christine Awuala from UCLA, Star Jacobs from UT Arlington, and Tamia Sadler from Colorado, making this team a serious contender. On February 9th, the Longhorns will have their second matchup with the South Carolina Gamecocks, but this time it will be a home game and will of course be another must-watch game as both teams should be fully gelling with their new team members. On February 13th, the Longhorns will head to Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats, who are now led by former Virginia Tech coach Kenny Brooks, completely shaking up the Kentucky roster. Coming along with Brooks from Virginia Tech is Georgia Amore, Clara Strack, and Gabby Brooks. Returning for the Wildcats is Sanaya Tyler. Also coming in from the transfer portal are Deja Lawrence, coming from Charlotte, and Tioni Key from UNC. Freshmen joining are 40th ranked Lexi Blue and Tana Becker, coming from Canada, as well as Clara Silva, coming from Portugal. And finally, on February 16th, the Longhorns will host the LSU Tigers at home. The Tigers didn't lose much last year, and they have pivotal pieces coming back, such as Flau'jae Johnson, Anissa Morrow, Michaela Williams, and Samaya Smith. They also have Kaylin Gilbert from Arizona, Jersey Wolfenberger from Arkansas, and Cheyenne Day Wilson from University of Miami. As Coach stated, Texas is stacked with guards, but so is LSU, so this will be an exciting game to watch. As I stated, the heat was turned way up in January and February, and the Longhorns will be packed full of tough games just before going into the SEC championship games. The Longhorns have retained all of their pivotal players coming into this season, and they've added some major players that puts this team high on the list. This is their first year in the Southeast Conference, and they are shaking up things right away. Let's hear from Coach Schaefer what he thinks playing in the SEC will mean.
I think it's a different time and a different day, but I think it's, the parity that we have in our league right now is really incredible. Back then you had some really dominant teams, and then you had some teams that maybe weren't, they couldn't beat those top teams. I think in our league right now, you've got on any given night, if you're not ready to play, you won't get beat, you'll get embarrassed. And so I think that's where the credibility of our league is. Tremendous coaches, Hall of Fame coaches. You got future WNBA players night in and night out. And so I think leaving the league that I just left to come to this one, all I did was jumped out of the frying pan and into the grease. So it's just it's a monster, and I think you've got to.
We are looking forward to seeing if Texas, who has the guards and the height in their favor, will be on the top of the mountain this year, as they definitely have the soldiers to make it there. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.